I think it's very damaging, their whole position. Companies have four sets of stakeholders. There's their shareholders, there's their clients and customers, there's the people who work for the company, and there's the communities in which they operate and do business. And the old school way of doing business is all about chasing the dollar and getting the numbers this quarter and giving returns to the shareholders. And I know that companies have legal obligations to their shareholders, but the truth is, if you want to give a good return to your shareholders and build an amazing long-term business and brand, you do it by caring for your people, by caring for your clients and customers, and by actually making a difference to the world and the communities in which you exist and operate as a business. That's at the heart of branding. And for a company to come out and make a statement about people are going to have, less disposable income because we're now funding people with disabilities and therefore that's going to affect their profits is just the most woeful thing a company can say. And what's great about social media is that people have the power to express and to react to that comment, which is exactly what we've seen.
Now, we've seen a very instant reaction and very forcible reaction to this. Do you think that will translate, though, into long-term damage, or is this the kind of thing that will eventually blow over?
I think it will translate into long-term damage. It's a different world we live in. People's expectations of business are different. People expect business to behave in a benevolent way, in a way that's more caring, in a way that's more generous. And I think, you go and speak to the average person on the street any day of the week and you ask them about big business. How do you feel about big business? And basically the vibe is, they're just in it for themselves. That's the message. Now, some businesses are starting to change that. And for Myer to make a statement like this, it's just, it just speaks to who they are. And unfortunately, I don't think it's something it's something they can work their way out of, but I think they've got to look deep into their heart and their soul and go, what are we all about as a business and a brand? What do we really bring to our customers and clients and people who work for us? How do people who work for Myer, how are they feeling this morning? It's like, are they walking tall and feeling proud? I mean, what's staff morale like today at Myer? I reckon it's pretty bad. Is that good for business? Heck no, How are people feeling about it? Is that good for business? Heck no. So to make a statement like that is a typical short-sighted kind of thing around, we're chasing a dollar, we're chasing a profit. But really, if you want to have a high-performing, amazing business, the way to do it is to build a brand and a company that people love, that people admire, that people want to be a part of. And that's the way to do it. And to make comments like this is alienating, and it's not going to help their cause at all.
Now, in the apology for the comments, I noticed that Myer's chief executive and the company again reiterated that an extra levy would be bad for the company's profits. Is that the right way to go about rectifying any of this damage if you're going to issue an apology?
No, I don't. It sounds like a conditional apology. Of course, if people have less disposable income, it's going to affect their shopping habits. Of course it will. Everyone knows that. But there's a kind of bigger good going on here. People with a disability. I mean, the whole concept of me having to pay a share of what I earn so people with a disability can be better catered for and looked after. No one in their right mind has an issue with that. That's what it means to be Australian. That's what it means to have a fair go. I mean, these are the sort of values that our society cherishes. And for a company to make a statement like that puts them completely at odds with what society is feeling and believing.
If you had some brief advice for Myer about how to go about fixing this, what would be the first thing you'd say they should do?
Look into their heart, look into their soul, know what it is, what they're really about. Why do they exist as an organization? Why should anybody care? What's their contribution to people here in Australia, apart from just selling them stuff? What's their contribution? How do they make a difference in Australia to Australians? The people who work for them, clients, customers, communities, and all that. That's where I would start interrogating it and getting clear around that. And it starts at the top. It's a leadership thing. Like the CEO of Myer, is he there just to make another buck? Or when he lies in bed at night thinking about his life and what he's achieved and his whole life purpose, is there a deeper purpose? Why does he come into work every day? To do what? Just to sell shit? Or to make people feel special? Or to give people an experience that makes them feel better? Or what is it? And you've got to get that truth.